Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Vision Media, and my name's Stefan Senna. And the subject of today's video, don't turn off, because most people find this one thing to be the most difficult thing to do. We as humans find it so difficult to do what? Be quiet. Now I'm standing here in this nice environment next to this river, and cars are whizzing by at 50 miles an hour, and it's a nice juxtaposition between the calm, quiet aspect of nature that we could hear in that moment and the bustling busyness of everyday life. Last night when I was going to sleep, I had a vision, as I often do, just like people do all the time. It's nothing special. You have dreams or ideas that come into your mind, and what I have found since my near-death experience that I do is that I ask what that image is asking of me to pay attention to. And it was poignantly about what I had experienced that particular evening prior to going to bed. So the vision I had was of a river, not like this one. It was a river that was moving fairly swiftly, and I was standing in it barefoot, surrounded, by the river stones that some pop out of the surface and others do not, mostly hidden, and the white water is making its noise as it travels to me, around me, by me, past me, through between my legs. And as I'm standing in this river, there is a vortex, an opening, a light that suddenly appears in front of me to the side that opens up the space in the air around me. Now, I will probably do a painting of this image and include it in my book, but the point is that in any given moment, if we quiet ourselves, there's a couple things that are going to go on. There's the bustling busyness of our own consciousness and thoughts, ideas, feelings, memories, and experiences from the day that are coming into our mental field and emotional field that we're trying to filter, and some things suppress and some things forget and some things try to remember because they inspire us. But the other aspect that is coming into our consciousness is that there are things that are really trying to peek through, and that's what that vortex was about. Because in order for us to gain or grow consciously, we have to be willing to listen to what the universe is saying, and perhaps what other people are saying to us. And that is a founder's story that I will share at one point, that my own catapulting event that launched me into this enterprise was an event that actually happened, and it required me to listen very intently. And it was only through pain that I was willing to really listen, because I had just sort of assumed that everything was fine. But if we quiet ourselves, we'll find that there's all kinds of noise going on that we're not paying attention to. And we're here to pay attention. We're not here to just walk through life and ignore the messages that we're receiving from within ourselves, or that others are trying to communicate to us, or that life is trying to communicate to us. We're here to learn, and we're here to grow. We're here to understand how it is that we can become balanced, loving beings who are present in each moment, willing, inspired, able, and disciplined enough to pay attention to what life is presenting us, either itself or through our friends, family, community, and planet. So let's give a moment of silence for just one moment and notice how you feel without me speaking, because right now I'm just filling your head with thoughts and ideas and you're thinking them over, and you could just go on thinking them over and I could just continue talking, and then you'll turn off the video and that will be it. But I'm going to ask you to exercise what you already innately have, and that's the skill to be quiet and to listen. And what you'll notice is that you're the only one around. You're really loud inside of yourself when you quiet yourself. It's like, wait a minute, I got to deal with this presence. And that presence is you. That presence is you being aware of yourself. So if I ask you what this object is beside me, you would immediately say out loud, oh, that's a truck, I think. Yes, that's a truck. But now I'm going to ask you to, instead of saying out loud that that's a truck, I'm going to ask you, when I ask the question, what is this object that's beside me, to wait until I snap my fingers. Hey, what's this object next to me? It's a truck. Now during that 5 seconds, you had to wait for me to give you the cue as I snap my fingers. That suspended your ability to just answer the question. And during that 5 seconds, or whatever it was, you noticed a presence within you that was suspended. And what was suspended was your analytical mind. Your ego that wants to fill your head and all the space in it with every thought about everything all the time. But when you're required to just be present, there's nothing else there except your presence. So I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to check my phone, do something I want to do, and I'm just going to be quiet. And what I'd like you to do for just 10 seconds or 15 seconds, I would like you to just listen to whatever sounds you hear on this video, or wherever you're at in your room. You could turn the volume off and just close your eyes, put your hands in your lap, your feet on the floor if you can, or if you're, whatever you're doing, rest against a wall, take a deep breath, and just quiet your mind, starting now. Now, that was about 35 seconds. How did it feel? What did you notice? Initially, we noticed that, oh crap, there's nothing going on. Oh, and then we start noticing everything that is going on. Well, I need to think about whether I should just shut off this video and go do the dishes. Maybe I should shut this video off and go look for something else that's more interesting. Whatever it is, our minds start creating all kinds of dialogue and noise in our head. There's a principle in achieving what you want, and it doesn't matter whether you want to be a grade school teacher, a bus driver, the President of the United States, a CEO, an artist, whatever it is. If you want to just feel good, you have to start by closing the door to the noise. That vision that I had when I was standing in the stream and I was surrounded by the noisy white rapids, when that vortex opened, I began to listen and I began to cut out all the noise. I became transported through my sense of listening in that quiet space I created in my mind, the message I was going to receive, or at least present the willingness to receive a message. So if you want to achieve peace of mind or some goal, you have to cut out the noise. In fact, reaching whatever goals you want and the steps to get there, every single day you have to check off things to do to get toward that goal. And during that process, you have to say, enough. I don't have time for the noise. I don't have time for other priorities that are trying to get in the way. And what that does by focusing your mind is it creates a mental construct within your mind that allows... That guy's having fun. What that does is it allows you to form a mental construct, a scaffolding of mental viewpoints upon which you build the building of you. Nobody's going to build it for you. And when you're in the throes of the noise, whether you're at a job you don't like, but your goal is to start your own business, or to get another job, or to find a mate, whatever it is, or if you have a health issue, and you're in the throes of agony, pain, symptoms that seem to be out of control, and you don't have any answers to anything, formulate an idea of how you could solve the problem, regardless of whether you know how to solve the problem. Start asking questions, and that starts by being quiet. Because usually what we do is we listen to all the noise in our head. Oh my God, I've got this thing, or I've got that thing. Oh, my life is horrible, and things are going to turn out bad. Well, I'm not standing here telling you that I have never experienced that. I'm standing here telling you with passion that I've done that to the T. I have a PhD in listening to noise. But I have a second PhD in shutting it the hell up. And that's the only thing I'm using now. So I encourage you to find peace of mind, quiet, absolute quiet. Start by doing it at home where there is actual quiet. If you have a household full of people, then get up earlier than everybody else. If you can't, then communicate to everyone, hey, during this time, I need to have peace and quiet. If you can't do that, then find some other way. Wake up in the middle of the night. Whatever it takes. You're the most important person to you. I can't do anything for you other than share this information. I don't want anything from you. I'm trying to be of service to you. Maybe you don't have anybody in your life telling you this. This is the main reason I'm doing these videos and launching the format of my own ideas, because I know they'll be helpful to people. Not because they're unique. Other people have these ideas. But maybe you won't listen to everybody else. Maybe you'll listen to me. I'm taking that risk. It's no risk to me. All I have to do is do the video. It's free, and maybe you'll get something out of it. If you don't get anything out of it, that's perfectly okay. You will walk your path, and you will find your way. It's all your responsibility. There's nothing I can do to fix your life or anyone else. We're all alone in this. We come into this life alone, and we will go out alone. We will have others along the way who will love and support us. We will have others along the way that will be triggers and mirrors to guide us if we see through the noise. But it's our journey. And the real path here isn't the achievement of great things and wealth and all the rest of it, which is fine. Be wealthy. Be famous if you want. I don't give a rip. And to be honest, nobody else does either. If somebody wants to be famous, it's about them wanting to be famous. They'll rest in their laurels at some point and say, you know, I wanted to be famous and I did. And that's awesome. But everybody else will live their lives and won't even think about that famous person other than that, oh yeah, they were really cool. I liked them in that movie, or they, you know, whatever. Everybody's on their own path. Even within your own intimate relationships that you come into agreement with, each is on their own path. Your children are on their own path. Your spouses are on their own path. And if you're lucky enough to have deep, meaningful relationship with these individuals where there's no noise, because you've all agreed as a community and family to cut out the noise. We're no longer going to blame. We're no longer going to regret. We're no longer going to be angry at. We're no longer going to be fearful. We're no longer going to be expecting too much. We're just going to be kind. And you're pretty lucky. And part of being quiet is to be aware in the quietness. Feelings are going to come up. Thoughts are going to come up. Appreciation, deep appreciation. Can make you sad, can make you happy. Whatever your feelings are, they're your feelings. That gentleman's feeling his muffler. He loves his vehicle. But whatever feelings come up, then be willing to be aware of the feelings. Because if we suppress what we're feeling, if we don't recognize what we're feeling, if we don't acknowledge and honor what we're feeling, then we're just going to immediately suppress it. And those suppressed feelings are going to reside within our mental construct. They're not going to be buried in a subconscious. We don't have one. That's baloney. You're not a program. There's nothing you can't access. You can access everything right now. So let go of the idea that, well, you know, I'm just that way. I've always been that way. Or so-and-so's that way. They've always been that way. That may be true on the surface, but it doesn't prove a subconscious. What it proves is that people just keep doing what they're doing, consciously. And on a certain level, you're just repeating your habits. Well, change your habits. That's really as simple as it is. I went from the habit of not doing any videos, thinking about it once in a while, which I did for probably 10 years. I suffered pain and I said, to hell with it. There's nothing stopping me from what I need to do. By me pausing, I'm not only not reaching in and exercising my own gifts, experiences, and personal vision, but I'm neglecting potential people that might benefit from it. by just listening to my own fears that I habitually kept repeating over and over. The fact that I'm doing these videos, as Paramahansa Yogananda said, he said, speak with soul infused in your voice. The only way you can do that is if you feel authentic to what you're saying. So that's why I can do these videos, because I'm authentically in a state of knowing that what I'm saying is true. It's true for me. What may be true for you may be different. There are many truths. As I mentioned before, an experience will have a different reaction to different people. There might be a spider in your bathroom, and two of you walk in, and one says, "Oh my God, look at that beautiful creature. Look what nature's created." And they run in the other room, get a magnifying glass, and they zoom in on that spider and go, "Oh my God, look at all the articulated legs, the hairs. Look at its eyes. It's got so many eyes. It's got fangs. It's totally equipped by nature to be a perfect predator for the prey that it chooses to consume." And the other person might say, "Oh my God, look at that scary, ugly spider. There must be a reason why it's here. It's here to terrify me, and I am never going to step into that bathroom again unless somebody kills it." So each person has a different truth in that moment. But there's an underlying truth that is embedded within all consciousness. And I'm speaking about every bit of consciousness, and that is nature, plants, animals, sentient beings that we can't see from other dimensions, which there are, and ourselves, human beings in this lens, in this perspective. We are energetic beings. We are not even human. We're just living a human life. But the thread that runs through nature, through us, and through everything else is awareness. And that awareness has a characteristic, and that characteristic is pro-life, pro-creation, pro-acceptance, pro-inclusivity. Love, not conditional human love, where things have to be the perfect way for everything to go right. No, it's not a love that's surface where we just pretend we're being loving. It's actual love that we are. That's our being. A deer, you can tell, is just a loving being. It's just being a deer. Yes, there is conflict in nature. That's inarguable. A bear will fight another bear. There's all kinds of stuff that goes to happen in nature. Some ideal that, oh, nature's perfect, they never have any problems. Nature is nature. It's always evolving and learning, but in the arc of nature's existence over millions of years, life is always being creative, inclusive, learning from itself and others, and growing. And that's what love is. So when we allow ourselves to be quiet, we are entering a moment of unconditional willingness to listen and to accept whatever is happening in that moment. We might have stresses from our job, physical conditioning, relationships, all kinds of different things will rise in that moment like a bubble up through the water. But if we accept and allow it to teach us and embrace it, then in that moment we can be completely at peace, recognize what it is, and learn from it. That is loving ourselves. that is creating within ourselves an ability to accept life's ups and downs, conflicts and balance, darkness and light, and see that it's all okay. It's all perfectly okay. So I encourage you to find moments where you can just be quiet. I'm not telling you to meditate 3 times a day for an hour each. Once you develop the skill to be able to quiet yourself for 10 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it is, once, 10 times a day, it doesn't matter. Maybe while you're sweeping the porch or cooking dinner, you'll find that you can do it during those times. You can perform walking meditation. When you observe somebody doing Tai Chi, they're completely meditating. Unless, of course, they're thinking about, the groceries I got to get while I'm moving, my body. Then that's ineffective. But you're worth it. The truth is, a lot of us, at times, or maybe all the time for now, there's nobody to tell you that you're worth it. You are, but don't wait for me to tell you. Receive what I'm telling you. Use it as a tool that's practical information that you can use. You are worthy of your time. It's like A plus B equals C. You plus worthiness equals it is the truth. And when you can find peace within yourself and quietness, then you can exercise it with others by being present, truly present with them. Thank you.